Does anyone have any questions they want me to ask the spirits? Do any of you remember the fire? If you're whispering, you have to speak up. Do you remember the fire? They're whispering yes. I don't know if y'all can hear that. Someone just said come over. No, thank you. Does anyone else have any questions they want me to ask? Did someone say one? Okay. I'm going to wrap it up here. So thank you so much for coming through. You all have to stay here. None of you are allowed to follow us. Thank you. Okay. So if y'all will come with me, I'd like to go around the corner here and tell you some more stories about this property. You'll go around me. Okay, y'all, so I actually used to work here at this restaurant right behind you that is attached to the Hippodrome Theater. This property is very, very active, like we just saw. But when I used to work here, I actually didn't know that it was haunted my first couple of weeks working here. And I had a pretty weird experience up on the second floor here. I was the only person up on the second floor, and I could feel the hair on the back of my neck stand up at one point. And I was just like, this does not feel comfortable. So I asked one of my coworkers that day, hey, is this property haunted at all? And he said, oh, yes, it is. And he took me on a whole haunted tour of the building. So there is a lot of security footage that these cameras inside have been able to catch very strange occurrences. Things like glasses being removed from their hanging racks, just floating in midair before shattering to the floor. Pieces of like plates and dishware being hurled against the wall out of nowhere. My favorite is a full body apparition of a cowboy, so detailed you could see the spurs on his boots. He lit up a cigarette, you could smell the cigarette smoke in the air. And he walked through a wall as if he was lighting up his cigarette to go outside and smoke. So the way that was even discovered is my manager smelled the cigarette smoke in the hallway and was trying to figure out who in their right mind would be smoking inside the building. He checked the security cameras and that's what he saw, a see-through cowboy lighting up a cigarette. So there is a lot of activity at this property. So next time you're here for a concert or a movie, or maybe when this restaurant opens, you'll be here for lunch, just keep an ear and an eye out for some weird ghosty activity because there's a lot here. We're gonna go across the street this time.
Did the Waco tornado, what buildings did it hit?
So it actually went down Austin Avenue right here, and it destroyed 60% of all of the buildings in its path. So anywhere where you see a parking lot on Austin Avenue, Washington Avenue, Franklin, that would have been a building at one time, but is now a parking lot. So, yeah. Still got people catching up. Okay, y'all, so right here we are in front of Cameron Trading Company. This is a really fun antique store to check out, but I think it's a fun place to let y'all just have a reminder to be careful whenever you purchase antiques or anything from thrift stores, garage sales, estate sales, because a lot of the time the pieces that end up in properties like this were very, very, very special to someone during their life, and sometimes end up here after they've passed on. Sometimes they're not very happy that their family have let go of these very important, maybe family heirlooms, and so they will stay with those pieces and follow them into whatever home they end up in. So just pay attention to the things you're picking up, really sit with it, consider it, see if you're picking up on any weird energy off of it, and if so, it's not worth it. Just put it back down. Especially anything with a face, like dolls. Just don't go there. All right, we're gonna keep going. Okay, so right now we are at the McLennan County Courthouse. This is also the county jail. It's the original and the current, so a lot of Waco history has gone on here. not just with court trials and cases, but also the people who have spent time in our county jail, which is just behind this building. Has anyone seen anything like these before? Yes. Yes, okay. So these are called dowsing rods. Typically, dowsing rods are used to be able to find water on your property. So you would, if you had just bought a new plot of land and you wanted to know where to dig your well, you could walk all over your property holding these rods, and anywhere that they cross like this, you'll know that there's water beneath you and you can dig there and have a successful well. But just like spirits can manipulate radio waves, for whatever reason, spirits can interact the same way water does. And so these rods have been used in places where there is no water running beneath us in order to communicate with spirits. With these types of sessions, you can only ask yes or no questions, so it is a little bit more limited, but you can get quite a bit of information. I've only done one session here before, but I would really love to open one up and see if we get anything coming through. I can tell that this is a good location to stand in and do a session, because if there was water running beneath us, these would be crossed. And then you know that it's not a good spot to do a session because you can't verify that it's coming from the spirit. These are sitting in these loose little handles, so there's nothing that I can do to control the movement of these. So when they're standing in front of me, and if they do cross when I ask yes or no questions, then that will be just the spirit interacting back. So I'm going to go ahead and say hello. Is there anyone here who would like to communicate with us? And if so, you can cross the rods that I'm holding. There you go. Does everyone see that? Okay, can you open them up back? Thank you. So when I ask you a question, if the answer is yes, you can cross the rods. And if the answer is no, you can open the rods up. So is this a male spirit? Yes. Okay, so we're talking to a male spirit. Are you an adult? Okay. Are you a child? Yes. Are you under the age of 10? Yes. Are you under the age of 8? No. Are you 8 years old? Okay, so it's a 9-year-old little boy that we're talking to right here. Anyone who has questions that they want to ask, you can feel free to, sometimes they'll answer you, but sometimes they won't answer unless I'm the one that says it, so feel free to ask questions. Did you pass away here in this location? Yes. Were you killed? Yes. Was it an accident? Yes. Can you use one of these rods to point to where you're standing? Oh, he's moving. Okay. He might have known he was scaring you guys, so he came up here with me. That was nice of you. Does anyone have any questions that they want to ask?
I do.
Yeah?
Can you ask if he's at peace?
Are you at peace here? Yes. Do you enjoy, he said yes. Do you enjoy when people come by here, when it's a busy time? Yes. Do you ever get to play with anyone else? Any other kids that come through here? Yes. So a lot of times the spirits here actually do enjoy when it's like a busy part of town, because they can see, a lot of activity. They can interact. Sometimes more people than you would guess are actually gifted and able to see and communicate with spirits, especially kids. So sometimes child spirits are totally at peace here because they have plenty of kids to play with. Did I see a question over here? Yeah? What'd you say? If he's happy. Okay, can you tell us, are you happy? Yes. He said yes. Yeah?
Can we ask him if he loves me? No.
But he's happy and at peace though.
He's okay.
Yeah.
Can you ask if he died a long time ago?
Did you die a long time ago? Do you know if you passed away before 1950? Yes. Did you pass away before 1920? No. Okay, so somewhere between the 20s and the 50s. It can get a little tedious, which is why I'm not getting more detailed because I don't want to bore you all with that. But does anyone else have any questions?
Does he like the farmer's market?
Do you like when the farmer's market is across the street? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of busy action. And do you usually stay here near the steps? Yes. Do you hang out with people while they eat their food at the farmer's market? Yes.
Are there other spirits here?
Are there other spirits here with you? Yes. Are they friendly? Yes, that's good. We like that. With the rods, you mean?
No.
Oh, can he? Okay, can you interact with animals? Yes. Oh, it's a big yes.
We walk the hallways of the building.
Do you ever go inside the building?
No. Interesting.
You stay outside? Anyone else? Is there what?
Any other friendly face?
Oh, any other friendly ghosts? Yes. Are there any other friendly ghosts here with you? Yes.
She said, are there any unfriendly?
Oh, any unfriendly? Are there any unfriendly ghosts here with you? Yes.
Can you play with other kids?
Do you play with other children here? Yes. Do you play with spirits and living children? Yes. Yeah?
Well, can you ask him if he likes to climb trees?
Do you like to climb trees? Yes. Everyone likes to climb trees. Yes? What do you say? Oh, do you like to come out to play and to talk with people? Yes. He's social. Yeah? Did you die in the building? Is that what in the building? Did you die in the building?
No.
No. Were you hit by a car? Yeah.
I figured.
I think it was a car accident out in front here.
Will he communicate on that?
Sometimes they can. I can try it, but there's no guarantee that he'll come through. Does anyone have any other questions while I'm holding the rods?
Does he ever show up in pictures?
Do you know if you ever show up in photographs? You don't know? I don't think he knows. Yeah. Have other people ever seen you in person? So I think he can tell when he's seen in person, but maybe not when he comes through on photographs.
Does he know if he still has family living in Waco?
Do you know if you still have family living in Waco? Yes. Yeah. Cool. That is cool. That's a good question.
Can we come back and visit you?
Can any of the people here tonight come back and visit you sometime? Yes, I think he'd like that. Anyone else? Okay, buddy. Well, we're gonna head out. Thank you so much for coming through tonight. Can you cross these rods to show that you will not follow any of us and you'll stay here? Thank you. Okay. You do always have to set boundaries like that. Make sure that you tell the spirits, even if they're friendly, that they're not allowed to follow you home or come with you. You don't want to bring that into your own home. So just always set that boundary, even if it's a friendly spirit. At the end of your session, make sure that you say, you're not allowed to come home with me. You have to stay here, and make sure they acknowledge you. Don't end it until they do. All right, y'all. Well, that actually kind of concludes the tour. We can go head back to the 7th Street Plaza.